Hello there and welcome along to day 3 of the Hero Champions Trophy from Bhubaneswar in India. It's England versus Belgium. It's the final pool game for both these two sides. There's how the table stands at the moment. Pool A, topped by England on 6 points, 2 wins from 2. Belgium just nipping away on their heels with that one draw against Australia the other day and a win over Pakistan. So they're on 4 points, Australia and Pakistan, to play the final game of Pool A later this afternoon. This is the scene then in Bhubaneswar, the bright blue pitch with the pink trimming. The Kalinga Stadium hosting both these two sides at this Champions Trophy. That's Belgium away to the left-hand side, led out by captain John Doman, and Barry Middleton leading out the England team. So England ranked 5th in the world standings, just 1 place ahead of them, their opponents today, Belgium. So everything to play for. A win or a draw here for England will see them finish top of the pile, and Belgium go in search of the win to finish top. Now the advantage of that is that they will play whoever finishes bottom of Pool B. Netherlands, Argentina, Germany and India making up Pool B. India currently bottom of that pile.
Please remain upstanding for the national anthem of Belgium.
Pas de capitaine, le ballon de main, les enfants, tu n'avais d'Israël, tu vivras toujours bien.
Please show your support for England and Belgium.
So it is England versus Belgium in the final pool game for both these two sides ahead of the quarterfinals later in the week. A day off tomorrow, so both teams can afford to give it everything out there as they battle for the top spot in Pool A. Here's how England line up with Pinner, Weir, Jackson, Brogdon. It's actually Ollie Willers that starts ahead of Michael Hawke. Leghorn, Dixon, Middleton the captain, Lewis, Catlin and Fox the starting 11 for Bobby Crutchley. Crutchley, who has a winning record so far here in the Hero Champions Trophy. 2 wins from 2 for England. They beat Australia 3-1 on the opening day and then went on to thrash Pakistan 8-2 on Sunday. Vincent Van Asch will start in goal for Belgium today. Van Doren, Doman the captain, Coisters, Boccard, Stockbrooks, Briels, Denea, Gunyard, Leipart and Cousins in Jeroen Delme's starting lineup. And Belgium with that 1 win in their opening game against Pakistan, 2-1 against them with goals for Briels and Cousins. And then a 4-4 draw, pulling level with Australia with the final shot of the match. A Tom Bone goal, making sure that they salvaged a point from that game. This one's going to be brutal. These two sides, as far as Champions Trophy history, have met just the once. That was in Melbourne 2 years ago. Belgium winning by 4-0. And those are 2 umpires for today. Dekang Chen of China and Paco Vasquez of Spain. And both sides line up for this first quarter action. 60 minutes in total, 4 15-minute quarters. It will be Belgium to push back.
3, 2, 1.
Well, the Belgians well ahead of the ball there as they aerial the ball down deep into England territory to start the game. First 15-minute quarter then, England will have possession inside their 23. Lewis over the ball. This is England, who are ranked 5th in the world, remember, against Belgium, who are one place ahead of them, 4th, as they just look to steal the ball back there. There was a stick tackle, which means that England restart with Henry Weir. That ball out now to Fox. And this is Willers on the far side. Looks to play in Brogdon. There's a little challenge off the ball, which the umpire doesn't like, and England have the ball on the halfway. So everything to play for in this one. Both sides muscling for rank in Pool A. Belgium currently on 4 points, having played 2, 1-1, drawn 1. They're on 4 points. England on 6 points, having played 2 and 1-2. So, oh, Dixon just lets that one bobble away from his stick, then follows through on Doman, and lucky to break down there the play there. 14 minutes to go in the first half. You're just joining us inside the first minute of play. This is Belgium in possession with Thomas Briels as he tries to get away past Willers, earns the free hit, and that'll be taken on the edge of the circle by Felix Denaire, who comes back out and round. Alongside me watching this one is Simon Mason, former GB and England goalkeeper, and that ball going astray from the back, and England will gain possession in their own half.
Yes, afternoon, Mike. Thanks very much. And we see the first opportunity for Belgium. Dixon, as you say, lucky to break down play and lucky not to pick up a card. But I think this is going to be the story of two defences. England have been pretty much fantastic in terms of protecting their goalmouth. Belgium, at times, a little bit inexperienced and loose, giving Australia a 3-goal lead. And if they were to do the same again, I think they would struggle to come out of this game with anything. But when they tighten up, they have got one of the most fast and fluid attacking lines in the world at the moment.
One of England's more attacking players, Barry Middleton there, waits for that ball from Ashley Jackson. There was a foot just at the top of the D. No, says the umpire. Look, from that angle, must have taken a deflection off something, must have been stick. Umpire had a good line of sight to it. So Belgium will be confident after that 4-0 win against England in the Champions Trophy in Melbourne. They're also in the same group this year at the Hockey World Cup. England getting the better of Belgium on that day, 3-2. The two sides also meeting earlier in the year in Delhi at the Hockey World League finals. England again coming out on top, just the 1 goal in it that time. Parsons scoring and giving England the 1-0 lead. Not that long ago though, Belgium had the better of England again in the Euros 2013 in the semi-finals. Another convincing win for them, 3-0 this time. How do you see this one going, Mace?
Well, I think it's going to be tight, and that sort of situation there, Jean-Jean Doman being just warned by Paco Vasquez about the contact. We saw a real battle in Belgium's last game against Australia, and that might have set things up physically.
Good touch from Brogdon to take it over the stick of Stockbrooks, but then some good cover tackling from the Belgian defence. England get back in numbers and break the play down for a Belgian free hit. Think about going the aerial route through Van Doren, but instead keeping it down. Doman now out to Leipart. Leipart here to Stockbrooks. Just sizing up England here, making the front line move and work. Dixon thinks about getting the jab tackle in there, and instead out to the left-hand flank. And sitting back in that 50% press. There's a diagonal ball intercepted by Gleghorn. Gets another touch on it and runs the ball down. Sloppy in the end from Gleghorn, just giving away the ball. And now Belgium break into the 23, and a good tackle from Middleton there. Flat stick tackle, lunging forward to deny Belgium entry into the D.
I was going to say Gleghorn was lucky to get away with the hideous stick tackle in midfield, and he didn't indeed. He's picked up a green card. He lashed out on the way through, having tried to effect a reverse stick pass through midfield.
But Gleghorn to the sin bin. 2 minutes for him. Green card. Belgium have the ball inside the 23. Doman over the ball. Has to move it 5 metres. Now it can come into the circle if Belgium want. Instead they come out and round again. Trying to get that route one ball to goal. Number of England shirts there. Takes a deflection from Lewis for a long corner. There is Gleghorn in the sin bin. Gleghorn, who plays his club hockey at EG. No goals as yet if you're just joining us. Early in the morning over there in England. Good start to your Tuesday morning. The players had a day off yesterday after their first 2 pool games. So they're nicely refreshed, both teams having been out and done some light training work. as they try and pick up 3 points in this final pool game.
Belgium starting hard. They set out their intent right from the pushback, didn't they, with the long overhead.
There's another deflection from Lewis. It'll be another long corner. Interesting rule change coming in January, which you were alluding to in the first game of the day.
Yeah, we're looking at a couple of rule changes, this being one of them. There won't be long corners from January the 1st. That's when the FIH rule comes in. National governing bodies can choose to bring it in when they like after that. It'll actually be a free hit given on the 23-metre line.
Little chip over the stick again from Stockbrooks, and it was Lewis again who stepped forward. Looked like a clean tackle, quickly taken by Thierry. The ball into the circle now, and this time it's Fox that clears it up. Ward is back there tackling hard to try and keep Belgium at bay. This is Willers, gets a little nudge in the back and wins the free hit. Aerial ball. Middleton's not going to have enough gas to chase this one down. I don't think. Van Strijndonk there covering, and Middleton unable to get something on it.
As we pause, the second rule that's going to come in is that the free hit, attacking free hits between the edge of the D and the dotted line, are no longer going to have to come back to the dotted line. Same rule applies, the ball still has to go 5 metres from the free hit, so you can't just drive it straight into the circle from a yard away when the defence are 5 metres behind you. But it means that the attacking flow will just be maintained slightly because the ball doesn't have to move backwards for the foul to be taken.
Great to see constant evolution of the game, and officials, players, all working together to see how they can always improve the game. Here's Catlin now in midfield for England. Not too much support there as he lays the ball off to Dixon. Aerial ball again from England forward, looking for his target, which was Tom Carson. By part, cool, calm head. Belgium number 25 takes the free hit. And the restart, England sink back to that 50% press. Condon leading the press. Trying to hem the ball in there down the left-hand flank. Strijndonk again, cuts in field, good change of angle, gets his eyes up, and there's room out on the right-hand flank now, too, for De Pauw.
And the whole interception and then elimination created just by one movement of the ball, just by a metre. As Van Strijndonk picked it up on his right foot, his first touch was to tap it across his body to his left foot. That just put Dixon off balance, and suddenly their channel opened up towards the head of the English circle.
Fox plays the ball forward, finds Whiteman. Here's Catlin, bit of space here for him to operate with Ward ahead of him. Cuts in field and now back outside. Good running forward from Catlin here as he just tried to lay the ball off there to Ward. It caught a foot, so England have the ball on the 23. Room over here. Dixon just plays it short though to Jackson. There's the ball forward into the circle. Reverse stick shot comes in. It's a bobbly one, and Vanash just with that left kicker make sure that it goes out to the left-hand flank. Belgium have it back under control. It's the first shot on target for England.
And Condon actually making a really sensible choice. Realised if he just blasted away at that, all of a sudden it could go up above the crossbar and be wasted, but by just taking a little bit of pace off it, ensured it got to goal and possibly gave second phase opportunity to England.
Too many Belgian players for Ashley Jackson to beat. There were 3 around him. He was trying to get the front line to come forward to him, to lead towards him, but dispossessed there. And now Belgium in the attacking half with Thierry now coming down the right-hand flank. This is Cousins.
Oh, Henry Weir's gone into that hard with the shoulder. Again, fortunate, just needs to make sure if you get a metre behind your opponent and then reach into it, it just looks ugly.
Reverse stick shot, comes goal bound and beats Pinner on the right foot. Hard reverse stick shot, and Belgium have the lead here. It's England 0, Belgium 1.
Well, I think that might have gone between Pinner's feet as he anticipated going to his right-hand side. But the marking in the circle is just loose. Ball fed in, eyes up. Simple delivery from Cousins, wrong side defending. Has indeed gone past Pinner's right toe. Relatively easy finish. Should have picked that, weight in the wrong place, just didn't read it at all. Needed to be a big, strong bat, but you can see the finish position, that the balance is wrong. There's no extension, the hips have dropped, and it's dead easy for Koisters to get it past Pinner.
So Koisters giving Belgium the lead on 9 minutes. It's England 0, Belgium 1. England chasing the game. Remember, a win here for Belgium will take them to the top of Pool A, which means they'll play whoever finishes bottom of Pool B. That's going to be Germany or India. We'll find out later in the day when India play. They're the last game of the day, of course, against the Netherlands. That's going to be a tough game for them, but if they manage to get something from it, then They could go ahead of Germany mathematically. More than likely it's going to be India that finish the bottom of Pool B. Here's another look at that goal.
Yeah, look at the marking. All of a sudden, Cloisters has got a huge amount of space. Michael Hall got ball focused off the left shoulder of the attacker. There's a man who's very happy with the finish.
Yeah, and rightly so. His first goal of the tournament for Amaury Cloisters. England come forward again. They have a free hit outside the circle now. Jackson or Fox will take this. It's Jackson that's taking charge. Threads that ball through finally to Hoare. Now that's slapped in. Little deflection. Finds the baseline ball. There's Middleton with a chance. It goes wide. It was in the air, and how he even managed to get something on that was skillful indeed. Have another look at this from the baseline.
It's deflection to Griffiths, who goes along the baseline, sees Middleton. It's not the easiest of passes, but the speed with which Griffiths delivers it, gets underneath it slightly. Middleton just has to drop his right hand to get the connection. It opens up the blade of the stick, which means the ball goes over the bar. Good opportunity though.
England looking to bounce back from conceding that early goal to Belgium. First quarter of 15 minutes. There'll be 3 more just like it to follow. England with an unbeaten record so far as Belgium trying to squeeze them in this press. Now it's Lewis that is trying to escape it down this left-hand flank. Not much support here, Lewis, and he's been dispossessed, trying to dribble around 3 players. Now Belgium have it back. A little spin from the goal scorer, Cloisters. Now dumps the ball off, played back forward by Van Doren. Flowing stuff from Belgium. A little slip there, but Denea back to his feet, and there's a save from Pinner. Jackson from his own baseline, away from Whiteman, and England looking a little nervy here on the back foot. Another deflection, goal bound, which Hoare watches across the baseline because the final touch came from a Belgian stick.
And England scrambling a little bit, and it was all because of the effectiveness of the Belgian press, forcing Lewis to run. Lewis just needed a call somewhere from somebody around him to suggest he just could stop and spin away from contact and dump the ball backwards. By encouraging him to run, he ran into that congestion of 3 Belgian shirts.
Belgium again coming forward, winning the free hit, and 3 minutes remaining now in the first quarter. Aerial ball finds, well, almost did Tom Bone. There was some great defending from Michael Hoare, who picked that one in the air, and Bone knocked 5 metres, so England have the ball. This is Fox from the restart. Now Middleton. Got Carson in front of him, driving down that left-hand flank, looking for the free hit. Sideline ball instead, as the umpire tried to wave on an advantage. Lewis now round the back with Hoare again. Dixon just in front of him. Whiteman also there. Diagonal ball wasn't on to Brogdon, and again, England soft turnover of possession. Counter-attack from Belgium. Stockrooks again with Dokier now on the right-hand side. Little floated pass back into Denea as he tried to lift that one over the stick of Condon. Good defending from him, from the England forward. England back and in their defensive 23 as Leipart recycles the ball.
I thought Condon had got his feet too close to that as Belgium came in down that right-hand touchline. The danger is that as a defender you step in close, and it actually means you can't get low enough to get a flat stick on the floor to effect a really good block tackle.
Lifted up off Condon's stick. Bone takes the restart. Good solid tackle from Lewis there. Receives the ball back. Nice little 1-2 interchange play from England there. Middleton involved. Now Dixon just playing the 1-2 with Condon. Back over to Lewis. Sprays the ball back down that right-hand flank as England look to find an avenue. Dixon. Floated ball in behind for Brogdon to chase. 2 goals in the tournament for Brogdon. Can he get something from this? Gets past his man, but not for long. Stockbrooks tackling back and now going toe-to-toe with Brogdon to win the free hit.
Well, I didn't feel that Brogdon did anything wrong there. He was just running off the shoulder of Stockbrooks. No real contact, just forcing him to go one way, telling him that he was there was a presence.
Your presents, it's almost Christmas. What's on your Christmas wish list? Awful. You can let us know. At FIH, you'll find us. Follow all the games here, FIH.ch. Wherever you are, you might be able to sneak it on in the office. Might be able to watch it on the telly if you've got a day off. England and Belgium in action here at the 2014 Champions Trophy from Bhubaneswar in India. Good to have you on board. 1 goal in the first quarter, scored by Belgium. Hoisters the scorer, and Belgium look as though they're going to take that lead in at the quarter unless England can try and sneak one back here with the final play of the quarter. It's Catlin over the ball now. Brogdon leading towards him. Slight change of angle as Lewis crunches that ball in. Comfortably taken on the reverse stick by Van Oorbel, who releases the pressure with that aerial ball, and Dixon's going to do well here to give chase. May as well save the energy because that is the end of the first quarter. And at the quarter, it's England 0, Belgium 1. So there we go, end of the first quarter. England 0, Belgium 1. George Pinner conceding that goal to Amaury Coisters. And now Bobby Crutchley has to regather his troops. Pinner remaining in the goal. Your assessment of England's first half, Simon?
They've done okay, except that Pinner's conceded a cheap goal, really, but it was due to some lax defending in front of him. I think Belgium have looked more aggressive, more assertive, stepped forwards right from that first overhead, and it just looks like that they've got on the front foot a bit more, and England a little hesitant.
Belgium, for me, have been very impressive and deserve to take the win there in that first half if we're breaking it down into quarters. Whether they can sustain that amount of pressure on England, well, we'll find out. We've still got 3 periods of 15 minutes to play, but they've certainly looked the better of the two teams. England have had their chances, and they'll have plenty more. Now, the danger here really is that England become complacent. I'm sure they're not going to be. They've had a warning across the bow in that first quarter. Belgium certainly here to compete, and they want to win Pool A. That's obvious from the first quarter action that we've seen. Currently on 4 points, Belgium, and only a win here against England will take them to the top of the table and line up a quarter-final, most likely with India. Saw them go with the aerial restart last time round, Belgium, automatically putting the pressure on England, and they've done it again here at the start of the second quarter. England trail by 1-0. Coisters the goal scorer for Belgium. Belgium 4th in the world against England, who are ranked 5th. We've got a green card here for the Belgian number 12 there for that tackle. It's Bockard that will sit 2 minutes in the sin bin, and now a chance. England have numbers over with Middleton bringing that one down. Willer's there, gets the ball across. And it was above knee height, says the umpire, so dangerous. The shot wasn't on target, it was coming across the face of goal. There's that green card for Bockard. Belgium down to 10.
Yeah, Bockard's picked up other cards so far this tournament, and also defensively made some really rookie errors against the Australians to gift them at least 1 goal. So he just needs to be careful. It was given for a shove in the back as he's leading, so he's obviously a little bit late into the tackle. It always tends to happen if you're sprinting into the tackle, can't check your pace. A little bit more control required from him.
Change of tactic here from England as well. They sat back on the half-court press in the first quarter. They're giving it the full press here as Condon and Gleghorn and Jackson all give chase up front. Still, Belgium managed to worm their way out of defence, and England have to trot back to do some more defensive work. All 11 players now inside the half for the restart, which will be taken by Felix Denea.
And Belgium wants to counter-attack at speed. They have got some of the fastest forwards in world hockey. Briels in particular, if he can lead high into the corners and then get support from people like Cousins and Gunard high from midfield, they'll create some problems. And England have got to avoid running it into channels from here towards the middle of the pitch. That's where they were turning it over in the first quarter, by letting the Belgian players swarm them, create that contact.
Good lead towards the ball from Condon, dumps the ball back towards Catlin to exchange a further pass there. Now it's Middleton, back to Catlin. This time it's Belgium who have numbers behind the ball. Catlin again, Lewis now. 2 minutes gone in the second quarter, 13 to go until half-time. Jackson picks up the ball in midfield, gets his eyes up early. There's a great ball through to Catlin, touch from Willers, couldn't bring it down under control. Reverse stick shot comes in, forces the save from Vanash. It was Ward with the shot. Good period for England there. Good spell.
Ball in, takes a touch from Catlin. He's trying to stop that. It's not a pass. Willer's exceptional takedown on the half volley. Sam Ward, for an England novice, debutant just a couple of days ago, his ability to get shots on target from just about any angle is incredible.
3 goals in the tournament as well for England's Sam Ward. Nice welcome to international hockey. The fans will certainly be hoping that he can sustain that sort of form throughout this championship in his England career.
He's been scoring goals in the league back in England for a pastime, very, very well regarded, but quite being prepared as a real traditional centre forward. Get on your nose, get the ball down, get it towards the goalkeeper. Nothing fancy about it. As an out-and-out target man, he's brilliant.
Playing his club hockey back in the UK with Beeston. I'm sure there'll be plenty of bees watching this one as England look to get themselves back into this game. They trail by 1-0 to Belgium. Belgium going ahead in the first quarter as Jackson now fires that one skybound. Well, very un-Ashley Jackson-esque that.
Well, the difference between that and the other reverse stick crosses that we've seen during the tournament was actually the ferocity of the strike. What we've seen be most effective from some of the other teams is taking 25% off the ball speed, almost tapping it in across goal. Now, I appreciate there was people in the way, but as soon as you start to hit it hard, the tendency is you can get under the ball and create the lift.
Game just opening up a little bit here. There's a bit of space for Catlin to move. He's got 3 Belgian shirts again. This time the foul coming in from Tom Bone. Looked like a clean tackle, I've got to say, but the umpire down the far end there, Paco Vasquez, saying there was a foul. Crutchley, how's he reacting there? Looks a little bit of concern on his face as England thump one forward from Lewis. Ward just didn't make the lead out as wide as Lewis was expecting.
Yeah, Ward, I think, was anticipating a ball being drilled in down his left foot. As a forward, if you're coming in with the goal over your left shoulder, what you want is a hard crash ball in down the left foot that you can just glance, open the face of the stick, jab towards it and deflect it back in towards the goalkeeper.
So England in this pool with Belgium, Australia and Pakistan. They had a win in their first game. England, convincing win. There's a mistake there, though, and they're just not quite the team that we saw in the first couple of games. A little bit nervous, a little bit tentative coming forward. Belgium now into the circle through 3 England defenders. It was Jackson in the end that kept his cool, kept his calm, and tries to make a quick pass. Advantage played by the umpire. Catlin now down the line to Ward, just again out of his reach, but in the right area, right territory for England.
So this is the goal Belgium scored. It's Pinner without extension. If you look at the left foot slips away, so there's no drive from left to right. In doing so, the weight goes backwards. If the left foot had been firmly anchored, you can then push across, drive at the ball. So you're not just going sideways, you change the angle of the save by attacking it.
I've seen a couple of the keepers struggling on the surface here. It is still a relatively new surface, and we've seen players going down in the corner, keepers losing their footing inside the circle. And how do you prepare for that as a goalkeeper? It's just luck of the draw, really. It
is a bit, but also some of the preparation you can do is some of the goalkeepers will bring 2 or 3 different sets of footwear. So you'll have different stud lengths based on the surface, because you never know what it's really going to be like until you arrive.
Good skills from Whiteman down the right-hand side. Cut infield, and, well, unfortunately, him and Brogdon unable to come away with anything after that penetrating run. Belgium with their noses in front here. Belgium, who had a win against Pakistan in their opening game, and then a thrilling 4-4 draw with Australia in game 2. This game 3, the final pool game. Again, Belgian player going to ground, but wasn't a foul. Again, that was just a little slip from Florent van Orbel. Scored once in the tournament, and Leipart just interchanging passes back here. And back now to a deep 50 press. There they go. Line ball interception from Fox. Well read. Has he got the teammates around him? Brogdon there comes back in support, but not again. Pinched by Belgium. England just unable to put those phases of play together at the moment. They've had a couple of shots up the other end. Good stretch from Whiteman. Reverse stick on it, takes it for a sideline ball.
And England's effectiveness in previous games has been down to their interchanges through midfield. Just little 3-man triangles and man-to-man, 2-man passes, and they haven't been able to string that together. It's been hesitant was the word you used, Mike, and I would agree with you. It's not incisive enough.
Little nudge from Dixon there, concedes the free hit, taken back on the 5-metre line. Thumped in now, there's another deflection away from Lewis, who's still hobbling after taking one on the foot about 30 seconds ago on the edge of the circle, which gave away a free hit. And he's just hobbling to shake that one off. Gleghorn. Here's Brogdon now. Good turn of pace from Brogdon, gets his eyes up early. He's just got Griffiths ahead of him, and that's it. Opts to run with the ball on that left-hand extension, cuts back infield. The far post is open, there was a deflection chance. Gleghorn was there, but Vanash gets his pad to it first, and now straight back up the other end from Gugnard. England with numbers back though, they've got 8 players back, including the goalkeeper, George Pinner. And Belgium, well, they don't have the numbers forward, so Dokier comes back out and round through Stockbrook, and now Van Doren. Hilton with a reverse stick chip which takes it wide, and Cousins taking the quick free hit. England slightly on the back foot here, and Whiteman has to step forward for that one. Well, if that pass had found John Doman, he was in acres of space to take the shot.
Of course, it was in exactly the right place to just dump it under his arm, but just put too much on it. It was a 5-yard pass he gave, and it was a 2-yard pass that was needed.
Good tackle back again from Griffiths. It was clean, and he wins the free hit.
That's a huge amount of running from Griffiths. The reason a moment ago that Belgium only had 3 attackers, so we see there Griffiths coming back. The reason they only had 3 attackers was because when England attacked down the other end, nobody could catch Griffiths and Brogdon, so they were all set in defence when the turnover happened.
Gleghorn did manage to make it to the far post, but it was a good save from Vanash, who you've got to say was aware of Gleghorn's presence.
Yeah, that's what a well-seasoned international goalkeeper will do. They'll recognise, they won't wait for the shot in the circle. He would have seen from his perspective the pass opportunity into the D.
Interesting stats there. Belgium having the better of the possession. 4 circle penetrations as well to England's 2. There's the shot. Belgium getting theirs on target and past George Pinner. England just unable to steer it past Vanash. Fox now at the back. There's Middleton giving chase now to Gugnard. There's Brogdon, nose down in the turf. 2 goals for Brogdon in the tournament so far. He'd love to add a 3rd here to get England back into it. Fox gives chase to that ball to Powell. Reverse stick under the arm. John Doman, the captain. Back out through Van Doren. Corners free, but no Belgian players running into it. Inside the final 5 minutes of this first half. England 0, Belgium 1. Belgium going ahead in the first quarter through Koisters, scoring on 9 minutes. Belgium looking to add a second. Here is Koisters. That ball swept away by Weir, aiming for the sideline, so not deliberately behind. A long corner for Belgium.
Belgium are creating these interchange opportunities that we suggested that England need to try and find. They're just getting the little drop-offs and the support on the shoulder, so you've almost got that one extra pass. So they're going to the head of the circle, drawing the defender by rolling or peeling one way and just dumping it under the arm to create that secondary phase and attacking opportunity.
Slap forward towards the D. There's Reels, who's there, shoving the back though on Dan Fox.
Well, I'm not sure how that's not a card, given the green card that's already been issued for a push in the back in the middle of the pitch. That was more obvious.
Griffiths peels infield. Tries the same manoeuvre again, that reverse stick spin. He has to bring it back out. Oh dear. Jackson's going to have to gather this if he can keep it in touch. That's good. Well done. Keeps it in play. Ball away to his left side. Also Fox is there. Even wider on this left flank with Whiteman ahead of him. Brogdon just again leading towards the ball, back to Jackson in the midfield. The ball off to Hall.
Now, but if you look away to the left of the shot, you can't see it on camera. The England midfield are really struggling to lead, to run, to move, and that's giving limited passing opportunities. Why it looks so static?
Ward tries to manufacture a corner, only good enough for a long corner. Was searching for a Belgian foot inside the circle, which would have meant it was a corner. Came off a Belgian stick, so long corner. 3 minutes left to play. Here's Ward.
Ward here spinning on the spot, picks the ball up in the end and just tries to manufacture something, protecting the ball and force it onto a foot.
No goals for England yet in the first half. If you're just joining us, they'll have 30 minutes in the second half, 2 periods of 15. Slight change and tweak to the rules we're used to. Shorter game, but the time stopping whenever there's a goal and whenever there's a penalty corner awarded. Drive down the left-hand flank now from Cousins. Great turn of pace from him. Equally good interception from Jackson there, who picked that one up. It was a high ball as well, so gets the ball. Peel out from Condon. Back to Jackson.
It's great to watch when a seasoned international player such as Jackson makes decisions, because he makes it look so easy, effortless, gives himself so much time with first and second touch. That's the comparison between someone like him and a relatively inexperienced player who just feels they have to rush something because of the pressure being put on them.
Reels infield to Doman. Is Denayer now. Aerial ball again. Belgium have enjoyed playing that one behind the England defensive lines. Middleton and Ward both give chase and put a little wall of defence there. Ward penalised for that last challenge, so Belgium will have it on the 5-metre line. This can come straight in now from Leupart. Lets it go. Deflection, just wide. Final touch was a Belgium touch, just wide of Pinner's left-hand post as he sees it from behind the goal like this.
It's a great touch as well in the top of the circle. It doesn't go wide by much, and it was a beautiful slide pass from Leupart to start with.
Willers picks it up on the reverse stick, gets his eyes up. There's another ball forward, a little bobbly one for Van Asch. Bounces back as far as Leupart. Keeps his cool and keeps his calm. It's Briels now on the left-hand side. 1 minute to go for England to get back into this game. Catlin now will have the chance as he breaks over the 23. He's got support under his arm as well, taking on the Belgian defenders. Free hit just on the edge of the circle, so back to the dotted line for the retake. Final play of the half. Jackson takes it into the circle, looking for the penalty corner and gets it. England, their first penalty corner of the half, and a chance now to level things going in at half-time.
And that's just slack Belgian defence, for want of a better word. We see here Jackson driving in, finding the foot, but it was the passage of play that allowed Jackson to simply run from the dotted line into the Belgian circle that's created so many problems for them.
So Jackson earning the penalty corner, now he'll have the chance to convert it. Ashley Jackson, England's penalty corner expert, 1 goal in the tournament so far. Jackson converting in the 8-2 victory against Pakistan. 40 seconds are up on the clock, and England are set for their first penalty corner of the game. Can they get one back here? Jackson from the head of the D, lets it go. Van Asch gets a pad on it. Then England sort of lost sight of it. It's going to be a stroke here.
No surprise, a hideous tackle in the middle of the circle. It was picked up brilliantly off Van Asch's pads, and the stick tackle comes in over the top before the ball is played.
Belgium, of course, have the video referral.
Got the ball, and then it's a hit over there. So do you want video or do you want this is what they say? Do you want a video? You want the video? All right.
Now this is a long discussion. I'm not sure they've asked for video yet, so I don't think they can take it now.
You want the video? All right. You want the video? All right, we go for that.
That's a long discussion.
Koen, are you there? Paco, I'm here. Belgium is asking about if there's any reason to not blow the stroke. For me, the English player got the right to the ball and then goes a hit from behind from the Belgium. Could you please check it for me? I'll have a look. 1 moment, please. Okay.
Okay, so what we're looking for, the first flick comes in, Van Asch loses it, it goes down left foot post. Now Sam Ward gets this, moves it across and then gets his stick whacked. I mean, I don't see a problem with that in real time. That's a lucky save from Van Asch. Sam Ward touches it, then gets his stick whacked. It's a tiny little touch, but then he gets crashed by Van Strooydonk. Watch the little touch, Sam Ward, left of the picture, black headband, tiny little reach touch there, then gets his stick taken away by Van Strooydonk.
Yeah, go ahead. There's no reason to change your decision. It's a penalty stroke. Belgium lose the referral, is it? Correct.
Stroke for England. Coming from that penalty corner, Ashley Jackson hitting the post. Sam Ward getting fouled as he tried to nudge in the follow-up. And it's Ian Lewis that will step up to level things for England.
Yeah, and that's not a card because Van Strooydonk was in the process of sweeping that ball clear. Sam Ward, it was the smallest of jabs, but in doing so has moved the ball all of about 10 centimetres, far enough for Strooydonk to miss the ball and clatter into his stick.
So it's Van Asch versus Lewis of England. This to level it for England going in at half-time. Lewis steps up, and he's missed it.
Hit the bar, I think.
Well, that's twice the bar has come in handy for Vincent van Asch, and twice Belgium have been saved. Once from the Jackson flick, and now from the Lewis stroke. There it is, the crossbar this time, denying England.
Well, it's the hardest place for the hardest side for the forwards to go, because to get power to that left, you have to open your body up and slide the ball away. And in doing so, you can open the face of the stick and get a bit too much height, exactly as Lewis did.
So it looks as though Belgium are going to take this lead into half-time. They've lost their referral, having referred the stroke decision a moment ago, but they retain the lead, and Koisters putting Belgium ahead on 9 minutes. The final few seconds of the half, and there is the hooter. And England trail here at half-time. It's England 0, Belgium 1. So Catlin, Middleton and others go and prepare themselves for the second half. They get a 10-minute break now, but they trail here. They missed that penalty stroke through Ian Lewis right at the death after Ward was fouled from England's one and only penalty corner in the half. Belgium have put some flowing plays together to trouble England, and converting just the once, beating Pinner on the right foot. Koisters giving Belgium the lead. So full 30 minutes to play, 2 periods of 15 in the second half. Van Asch has a clean sheet so far. Can he retain that, and can Belgium take a win here and go to the top of Pool A? Well, you have to stay tuned to find out, because at half-time it's England 0, Belgium 1. Welcome back to day 3 of the Hero Champions Trophy from Bhubaneswar in India. It's England 0, Belgium 1 at half-time. Koisters scoring on 9 minutes to put the Belgians ahead. England also hitting the post from a penalty corner and a stroke as well. We'll take you through all the action. There was the opening goal for Belgium on the reverse stick, calmly taken, took it away from the England defenders. This was Lewis finding the post after Ward was fouled from England's one and only penalty corner of the half. Vanash, the first to go over and thank the crossbar. Sometimes need the run of the green in any sport, and Vanash certainly getting that with the aid of the crossbar there. There's a look at the half-time stats. 1-0 Belgium. Shots on target, England have actually had more towards the end of that half. They certainly got a few off. Circle penetrations, well, Belgium have been able to put passages of play together in and around the England circle. So honours even as far as possession goes, and just that one penalty corner where Ashley Jackson found Vincent Vanash. He deflected it onto the post. It bounced back towards Sam Ward. He was fouled, and then Ian Lewis missing the penalty stroke, as we saw just moments ago. Facebook.com/FI Hockey and at FIH_hockey if you want to contact us via Facebook or Twitter. You can hashtag that CT2014. Simon, your assessment of the first half?
Well, the stats are all pretty much of a muchness, but for me it's the pressure that Belgium have put onto England, because they've come out with a real intensity, and I think that showed at half-time with how much they seem to be on top.
There's Ian Lewis, who missed that penalty stroke. How crucial will that prove? Just under 3 minutes to go here at Bhubaneswar at the Kalinga Stadium, and we can head down and hear from the England camp. Tobias Sen has Bobby Crutchley, England head coach, with him.
Bobby, I suppose there is never a bad time to equalise. You came very close, but nevertheless, good momentum to take into the second half.
Yeah, really. I think there was really a split. The first quarter, I was really disappointed with our play. I thought we were sluggish with our play. We weren't slick. Second quarter, we got better, much better. We obviously created our chances and probably should have scored 1 or 2. But no, if we can play like we did in the second quarter through the rest of the game, I think we'll be okay. But we don't want to drop back. It's obviously Belgium, when you drop off the pace, they put a lot of pressure on you and create a lot of turnovers, and we don't want to do that.
Well, one quick thought from you. We are in hot and humid Bhubaneswar, 2 European teams with absolutely top-class conditioning, playing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Talks about the support staff and the role they play.
Yeah, well, we obviously have to have them fit coming out of here, but they are, and they can cope with it. But that's why we use the substitutes a lot, because we have to keep the tempo up. We want to play a fast game, and that's important for both teams.
All the best for the second 30.
Thank you very much.
Well, there's George Pinner, who has conceded 1 here today.
And this is how Belgium have created that pressure right from the restart. That was from minute 1, second 1. They've chucked the ball into the bottom corners. And look how Belgium are prepared to step out to create a really high press. This is what encourages Lewis to start to run. Start of the second quarter, down into the bottom corners. And by pushing those players forward, England then have to get reset right from the back line. Henry Weir going back to a right half position, Belgium tracking up, and this has just created the uncertainty in the England defence and made them run with the ball, created turnovers.
I think Briel's a little bit offside there as well, getting a head start. I wonder if England will do the same here at the start of the second half. Middleton out there, the England captain. Catlin over the ball. It'll be England to restart, and they need to get back into this game. They're playing for the top of Pool A. England and Belgium. England currently top of the pool on 6 points. Belgium 2 points behind them on 4. It'll be England playing from left to right in the second half. The Pinners and the Fox family side by side, and no doubt the rest of the families and friends watching at home. England with an unbeaten record so far in the Champions Trophy. 2 wins from 2 in their opening 2 pool games. Crutchley and Carson just interchanging views on what we saw there in that first half. Right then, welcome back to the second half. Here we go. It's Catlin to get us underway. Self-pass to start us off. Lays the ball off to Dixon, and England trail here by 1-0. Emery Koisters putting Belgium ahead on 9 minutes. You can see Belgium have also lost their video referral, which they used to decide whether it was indeed a penalty stroke or not at the end of the half. England awarded the stroke. Lewis here on the ball, missing the stroke. It came off the crossbar. And it could have very easily been 1-1 going in at half-time, but England trail by a 1-0. Simon Mason, the former England and GB goalkeeper, has been watching this half with us. Simon, your thoughts on England's approach to that first half, what they did right and where you feel maybe they went wrong and can improve in this second half?
I think primarily the issue was that they were reactive, not proactive. They were just waiting. Belgium created so much pressure, they then just had to continue to defend and combat what Belgium were doing.
Middleton with the quick restart, then finds the foot, so we'll get the free hit on the dotted line. We saw Jackson take a quick free hit from a similar position in the first half and earn England's one and only penalty corner. Jackson then going on to hit the post before Ward eventually won England a penalty stroke. Said Lewis missing that one, but England have just under 14 minutes here in the third quarter to do something about that. There's Lewis, fires one in, goal bound, casually deflected away by the Belgian defence.
And I think that one hit there answers a question we've been asked on social media, is there anybody who hits a ball harder than a guy called Tom Bertram, who played about 10 years ago and was a ferocious penalty corner striker in the same realm as Boverlander and Carsten Fischer? The answer there is yes. Ian Lewis just absolutely crashed it at the top of the circle, and like so many of the athletes at this level today, the carbon fibre sticks, drills it incredibly hard.
There's a slap forward by Michael Hoare, gathered again by Catlin. Interception here from Belgium, and there's the goal scorer, Koisters. Got a good turn of pace as well, and support under his left shoulder from Stockbrooks. Now he lays the ball off, and Belgium just advanced that 10-15 yards, keeping possession, which is important as well. Everyone getting a touch early on in the second half. This is Boccard, green card in the first half for Boccard. Now as Gunyard comes forward, fires that one under the shoulder and was looking for that deflection, which came off Denayer and then into the England defence. So it'll be a penalty corner and a first for Belgium in this game.
Great spin and delivery from Gunyard. Super hand position to keep it low enough. Hits Griffiths' foot as Denayer gets in the way. But it was all about how Gunyard picked the ball up and spun. Perfectly balanced. Weight is falling away, but has got his hands in front of his body to make sure the stick face stays flat.
So it's a jam-packed head of the D for Belgium. No Tom Bone there. Denayer's alongside Cousins, and one of these two will take it. Both looking rather casual though, as England set on their defensive line. Comes Denayer's way, flick comes goalie's way, and Pinner, well, it was an uncomfortable height, got his body behind it. Belgium still come forward, this time deflected away by Fox. Shove in the back from Dixon, so Belgium have the ball there, and they all just watched it whiz past them. It'll be England's sideline ball, and they can gather their thoughts. Good save this from Pinner.
It's a good save from Pinner. I'm a little bit surprised. He crunches down behind it, gets a right hand to it. That wasn't blown as dangerous. Umpire Vasquez deciding that it was fair to play at it.
Very good save. So George Pinner, who conceded after 9 minutes here, keeping England in it as Jackson comes forward. There's a ball forward to Gleghorn, and there's some of that physicality we see from the Belgians. We saw it against Australia, and England feeling a bit of that up front now, particularly Gleghorn. Here's Jackson again with Catlin in support. Middleton through Lewis.
Great running from Catlin to go across right from left midfield all the way through to right midfield, dragging the defence with him, showing that quite a lot of the time if you make that run you'll create space for someone else. This is the physicality. Not quite sure how the stick came out of Gleghorn's hand. Absolutely nothing wrong with the challenge from Van Doren. He was just running backwards.
Or into Jackson in the midfield. This is something Belgium have done so well in this half, is they get 3 or 4 players around the ball, encouraging England to then run with it because there isn't a passing outlet.
Yeah, and England have been effective when they've just played the small triangles we talked about, get it into centre midfield. If you play it into centre midfield, hold it for a fraction of a second, you can then start to get Belgium to come towards the ball. The Belgian players sort of close like a fist, and if you recognise that and then move it sideways, quite often that's where the space is.
box beaten at the first time of asking, manages to track back and break down the play at the second. Is another deflected ball forward from Leupart. Belgian ball again. Umpire wants this taken from where the offence took place. This is Leupart again, who has got that slap hit, that deceptive slap hit. There's a foot there. And then the umpire even getting involved in there, and Li Kangchen of China getting in the way of Griffiths as he tried to break. Does apologise, but Belgian ball. There's Bone. England player not 5 yards. That was Henry Weir, who needed to be 5 away as Tom Bone brought that one down. Just the 1 goal in the tournament so far for Tom Bone. Wasn't on moments ago when Belgium got their first penalty corner. England back with all 11 players inside the 23-metre zone. Belgium trying to get into that circle that you can see away to the left of the picture. It's the scoring area if you're new to hockey. Just trying to craft a play that gets them into it. England there with Middleton, picks up the clean tackle and England regain possession. Big series of changes here now on the halfway for England. 5 substitutes coming on, including Ward, who takes his place up front alongside Tom Carson. This is Dixon back at right half, Catlin in the midfield. Again, this is where Belgium have got numbers around the ball again, just to highlight what they're doing so well.
Yeah, indeed, and with England trying to stretch the game, the 2 forwards that came on from the sideline went right up into the Belgian circle.
Belgium again come forward. Now they've got numbers over here, and it was a bad first touch in the end from Van Oorbel in perfect field position. He picks up a green card as well along the way.
Yeah, compounded his own error by being frustrated because he basically kicked it. In doing so, then just knocked the ball away. The whistle had already gone, though.
England have that 1-man advantage. Can they take advantage of that? They're a goal down here to the Belgians. Belgium, remember, at a hands of a 1-0 loss to England in the Hockey World League earlier this year in January in Delhi. Now a chance for England to get one back with Ward, who already has 3 in the tournament so far, looking to make it 4 here, but cover tackle from Bockard was clean. Jackson now will have a chance. Will Brogdon get to this first? No, he won't. Strong defensive work from Bone.
Just a little bit scrappy from both teams. There we see Van Oorbel, who picked up that green card. More out of frustration than anything else, and he'll be disappointed that he allowed himself to get that penalty.
2 minutes in the sin bin then, so Belgium will try and regain and retain that possession for those 2 minutes and get themselves back up to full numbers.
Plays into England's hands a little bit because obviously Crutchley changed his tactics a moment ago by, on that interchange, throwing players high up into the Belgian circle. The downside of that means you stretch the play so much that your midfield have to carry the ball forward 20-25 metres to affect those passes. And with what Belgium have been doing to England when they carry the ball, that's dangerous.
Oh, wild swing, that's got to be dangerous. Yes, it is, says the umpire. Completely missed the ball there, did Sébastien Docquier. Ball will take the restart through Lewis, who, remember, missed that penalty stroke at the end of the first half. That could have put England back in contention here, but they trail by a 1-0. Oh dear. I think they might try and keep this one in. He does, because the final touch was an England touch, and that denied Belgium the long corner. Something for the England goalkeeper to do. Lewis now to Condon. Dixon ahead of him, but back to Lewis. Willer's out there on that left-hand flank. It's Dixon holding this midfield role with Brogdon alongside him. Opts again to carry it down the Belgian strong open stick side. Carson now. Confident to try and get it through that wall of black shirts. Dixon will take the free hit. Off to Brogdon.
England now need to go lateral. Hoare is down the right-hand side. Lewis doesn't want to force it.
Here's Hoare. Now he can slap it goal bound. Here's Ward. Will get the reverse stick shot off. Can he? No, can't wiggle in. Again, 4 Belgian shirts around him there. Jackson comes back and gathers the ball. It's Lewis. Crossfield ball is on. Willers into the circle, looking for the deflection. Ward asking for the penalty corner here. He's confident this came off a foot. First to go to the umpire and ask for the video referral.
He was absolutely convinced, wasn't he?
Hello, Koen. Can hear you. England player. Belgium. Corner.
So was there a foot? And if there was, it would be a penalty corner. Let's have a closer look.
Well, Sam Ward, that's the trailing foot of Boccard, I think. That's a glancing there. It's the toe of his shoe. You can see the ball bounces in a slightly different way. Really, really difficult to see, but Ward's reaction is such, he can tell that the ball has changed direction.
Now the video umpire has to have conclusive proof that that has come off the foot, otherwise we'll stick with the original decision. Does it glance the shin pad just at that point before the play gets broken down there?
Yeah, and whilst Sam Ward might have seen it in real time, when we're looking through the corners here, there was nothing in that passage of play that was really, really clear and obvious. Ward obviously felt it was worth making that call, and players will have talked to each other about what their role and responsibility is when they call for the video referral. Just, I'm not sure yet we've seen anything that's so conclusive that the umpire can uphold the question.
Yeah, the video umpire has to go through it frame by frame, the ability to stop the play and pause the output that they're seeing, and just going through it touch by touch and analysing, and then able to feed back.
It's a foot by the Belgian defender,
the umpires on the pitch.
Penalty corner.
There is a foot.
Thank you.
And there will be a penalty corner. England's second of the game. They're just catching that trailing leg and that shin pad, and Ward was the first to run over to the umpire and ask for the video referral. England keep their referral, and even better than that, they get a penalty corner on top of it. Jackson hitting the post from England's first. It led to a penalty stroke which Lewis missed. Can England draw level here?
Well, the one thing that it did, it proved, because Vanash got the finest of touches with the end of his glove onto the left-hand post, but his body weight was going the wrong way, suggesting Jackson affected a huge amount of disguise on the flick.
Carson here from the head of the D as well, but number one choice has got to be Ashley Jackson as England settle. Look to put this one goal bound. It's Jackson from the head of the D, the number one runner. Brave Guignard charging that one down. Now Belgium might use their referral here.
They can't, they've lost it. They can't, they have no referral. They
Good spot.
Lost it earlier on, so this will go back for a corner for England.
Yeah, they thought about it. The umpire spotting that number one runner got hit there does indeed come off the
Well, I think that's gloves
stick
and
and
stick.
glove.
Yeah, it's going to sting the fingers, but fortunately Gunnard's wearing that big glove, because otherwise that's just got broken hand written all over it.
Belgium unable to use their referral. England with their third penalty corner of the game. Kept low this time by Jackson. Again takes a deflection from the number one runner, Simon Guignard. And now England, who do have their referral, can go to video referral.
They're referring, saying that that shin pad.
Ashley Jackson would have had a good look at this. Barry Middleton just conveying that question directed through the on-field umpire.
Stick for me. Yeah, now by the Belgian defender. 1 moment, please. Yeah.
So it's out to Jackson. It's a long drag. That to me is the top of Gunnard's left shin pad as he's jumped at it. That's not stick, as opposed to the one before. Yeah, that's left leg, trailing leg. Takes the deflection. Stick is high to the right, so there's no impact point there. Yeah, left shin pad. Away it goes.
Below the knee as well, so that's going to be another penalty corner. Looks pretty obvious from that angle, and Jackson's seen it on the replay as well, and that's why there's a small smile. Can he make it an even bigger smile by converting here? England need this. They trail by a goal to nil. Vanash in goal with his full defence. Jackson from the head of the D. Let's rip again. This time another good save. The follow-up from Middleton was pushed wide and then onto Brogdon's foot. So Jackson's initial shot saved by Vanash. It came back to Barry Middleton, not able to put that follow-up on target.
Well, I think Vanash might get a touch on Middleton's second shot. It's a good first save. I think he gets a toe onto Brogdon. He does. Great goalkeeping, super awareness where the ball's going. Good first save, solid block. It nearly falls over, sees where the ball is. That's toe of shoe. You can see the green toes of his shoes poking out, and it's that deflects it onto Brogdon.
That's England's best chance of this quarter. About 4 minutes left in it. England still trailing though, unable to break through that Belgian defence. Long corner for Belgium. Restart down in that top right-hand corner. Good, confident stride forward from Cousins, who gets the ball into the circle. Here's Briels, who'll look to force the penalty corner as well, weaving his way through. Chance to make it 2!
He's hit the bar!
Well, that bar down that end has done more work than either of the goalkeepers. Another crossbar this time, was it? As Pinner came out to smother it.
Was indeed. Brilliant skills, first from Cousins, then into Briels. Good umpiring to allow the advantage, because that could have been given. He pops it through 3 sets of legs, Pinner out to smother, and all of a sudden it's off the bar as Bochard backhands.
Busy time that crossbar's having down that left end of the pitch as we look at it. England defending it, and thankful that it was a crossbar. Could have easily been 2. Here's Lewis, who found it in the first half from a penalty stroke. 3 minutes for England to get back into it in this third quarter. Then we'll have a final period of 15 minutes when England really need to turn it up if they're going to finish top of this pool. Currently, England would finish second in the pool, and Belgium would finish top, meaning that they would play whoever finishes bottom of Pool B. But worth mentioning too that if England can draw level here, they would finish top on 7 points. Belgium would be stranded on 5 points, with Australia and Pakistan still to play, but neither of those two able to get to the top half of the table.
And England down to 9 outfield players. Willer's just picking up a card as he tracked back. So England now going to be made to pay and have to do a huge amount of running for the next 2 minutes.
And here's a gap as well in the England defence with that man down. A little deflection there at full stretch from Barry Middleton, taking it for a long corner. There was just a little bit of extra space there for Belgium to manoeuvre their way into the circle. Ward now back in defence, takes a bit of stick there with the first challenge. There is confirmation of that green card for Ollie Willers in the sin bin for 2 minutes. So that's the remainder of this third quarter. There's Jackson and Condon and Griffiths, they'll all have to step back, and that one takes a deflection. Final touch, Belgium touch.
Ball comes in, it's a lovely little reverse deflection as they're leading in. It's Van Orbel who tries to deflect it towards Pinner's goal.
This is the chance earlier which fell to Coisters. Briels doing all the hard work through the legs, Meggs there, and then Coisters looking to add a second. Hits the crossbar as Pinner came diving in.
Pinner covering as much of the goal as he possibly could. Sometimes the umpires get a hard time out there. The game is so quick, but that's a fantastic bit of advantage play from Paco Vasquez.
1 minute remaining in the third quarter. Belgium still lead here. It's a well-fought contest between these two teams. Met at the Hockey World Cup earlier in the year. England winning that game by 3-2. Here's Lewis, picks up the ball inside his own 23. Infield now to Catlin. Middleton now on the left-hand flank. Thinks about going long, where he had Gleghorn. There's going to be a card here, a yellow. So 5 minutes at least in the sin bin for the Belgian number 8, Florent Van Orbel.
It was a tired, late challenge, wasn't it? Middleton just set that up by going left to right. Van Orbel committing across him and the contact being drawn.
Now what that does mean is that England will have that man advantage going into the final period, that final 15 minutes, remember, and they have to go guns blazing into it. And I'm sure that's exactly what Bobby Crutchley will be taking note of. Willers back on the pitch there and has the sideline ball for England. There again, confirmation of the yellow card for Florent Van Orbel. There's the hooter at the end of the quarter. So no goals in it. Belgium hitting the post. It's still England 0, Belgium 1. Just simmering rather nicely, this one. England trying to get their way back into this game. Both sides have hit the post during the game. So a short break for both the teams. 2 minutes to regather their thoughts, take on water. Still humid out there, high 20s. And there's a look inside the England camp. Great to get these pictures in there. And here's what Coach Crutchley is having to say to them. Identifying areas they have to work and change if they're to get back into this game. It's a crucial game. Obviously the quarterfinals coming up after tomorrow's rest day. And we wait to see who both England and Belgium face in those quarterfinals. At the moment, it's still Belgium with their noses in front.
Lewis and Mikey. Henry and Foxy at halfback. Cat and Barry.
Middleton clearly very vocal in there, Mace.
Yeah, and the senior players will start to lead things because they will be adding to the technical points from the coaches just to get the motivation levels right. At times they'll need to bring them down if the players are overhyped, and other times they'll need to step them up a little bit. And that's what Middleton will be doing. He'll be managing and gauging that situation.
Well, a sprightly Belgium come back out onto the pitch. Here's their best chance of the third quarter. Briel's creating this for Coisters, who had all the time in the world to hit it. Got two underneath it, and watch this, ricochets off the bar of George Pinner there, and England handed a lifeline. So still 1-0 with 15 minutes left to play here in Bhubaneswar. This to decide who finishes top of Pool A. Catlin to Jackson with the restart, and remember, England have that one-man advantage, but they trail here by 1-0 to Belgium. This is Jackson. And England take advantage of the extra outfield player that they've got. There's Catlin trying to do so. Had Fox over on the right-hand side. That's why his gaze came up. Dixon battling for the ball and battling for possession, but Belgium win it and not taken from the right place. And the umpire down that far end, Paco Vasquez, overturning the decision, and England have the ball back.
I think that's exactly right. Belgium, probably three times now, they've tried to take free hits a good 5 metres in advance of where they were given. Finally being penalised and pulled back. Important the umpires just set that tone.
Guignard, there's a turn of pace from him. Took it too close to Ian Lewis, though. Keeps the ball alive. Brogdon now comes forward over the 23 with Lewis in support. There it is, gets stuck under his feet, but somehow manages to keep it away from a foot. Back into Brogdon. No support there.
And Lewis willing to commit to that attack because Belgium is still a man down. So he can afford to step out of his back line and start to create something forward if he steps into midfield, and midfielders can push into the front line and create more chances.
Tense, isn't it? Watching on as a coach. Also as a fan back home, there'll be people watching on the TV and also on the internet. Thanks as always for your company. Final quarter. Belgium without their referral. England with theirs, but they're a goal down. Missed that stroke in the first half. Ian Lewis hitting the crossbar. Ashley Jackson's also hit the post in that first half from a penalty corner. Belgium at the end of the third quarter also coming close and hitting the post. Still 1-0. Very much alive this game though, as they jostle for position. Pool A looking rather exciting. England, Belgium, Australia and Pakistan all in it. England having beaten Australia. A chance to get back in here. Reverse stick shot from Lewis. Finds the back of the goal. There we go. That makes up for the missed flick earlier. Ian Lewis steps forward, takes responsibility and gets England back into this game. It's England 1, Belgium 1.
And we just talked about his ability to step from the back line to the front. And Jackson is looking at him. In, stop, touch, bang. What a finish. That couldn't have been any more in the corner. Still got commitment from England to try and get something on the end of it. If necessary, Gleghorn offering absolutely clean as you like.
That's trademark. There's England back in the game. 1-1. The bench celebrate. Lewis celebrates. And this game very much alive. That'll do it for England, remember. A draw here will see them finish top of Pool A and play whoever finishes bottom of Pool B. At the moment, that is India. India with their final game against the Netherlands, and just on world ranking, you've got to favour Netherlands to take something from that game, whether it be a win or a draw. But India, of course, with the home support here in Bhubaneswar, and we've had a capacity crowd of 7,000 every single evening here. Here's England again then, to make it 2-1 with Catlin driving through. The final touch came in from Van Doren, and it was clean, so Belgium have the ball back. But England certainly taking advantage of that extra player.
Middleton finding the crossfield pass. Catlin's first touch wasn't clean enough, which meant the second touch Van Doren was able to get onto it.
Now Belgium come forward. Guignard this time to the edge of the circle. Interception from Lewis, the goal scorer.
He is everywhere.
There's Middleton over on the left-hand flank. Catlin just ahead of him. It's a 50-50 ball, and Dorian Thierry comes away with it. 5 black shirts in support. Confident reverse stick tackle from Dixon as he has to back off 5 metres. Michael Hall was 5. Tom Bone over the ball, gets the restart going. Belgium have to win this game, remember, if they want to finish top.
Great little dink skills from Bone as he plays the ball down into the turf. Turf soft enough to create the spring to bounce it over the opponent's stick.
Exciting final quarter. Of course, talking of quarters, the quarter-finals to look forward to later in the week on Thursday. Don't know as yet those quarter-final lineups. We've got just one result from the day. Argentina beating Germany by 3-0 in game 1 of day 3. Good reach from Weir, keeps it alive for England as they look to get their noses in front and take the lead for the first time in this game. Again, Belgium, good defence from them. Boone just plays that one, bounces it back to the captain, Doman.
That's great awareness from Bone. As he picked that up, he was the highest forward who led back towards the ball, posting up, some coaches will call it. And in doing so, if he'd turned and just run away one-on-one, he'd have run away from his entire side. So what he needed to do was bring in the next line, the midfield, which he did very, very well.
Lewis just thumped the ball forward to Gleghorn there. Couldn't quite gather. Leupart comes away with it now. Good pace on the cross-field ball. Bobbles up a little bit awkwardly for Briels, but he makes the best of it and earns the free hit. 10 minutes remaining. England 1, Belgium 1. Belgium going ahead after 9 minutes through Coisters, who also hit the bar in the third quarter. England levelling with Ian Lewis's goal in this quarter. A reverse stick shot into the bottom corner of Vincent Van Ash's goal. So England back in this and currently topping the table. Thierry comes through. This is Bone. Step forward from Hoare. Again, lunging forward into the tackle to deny Belgium any entrance in through that corner of the D.
That was last ditch from Hoare. Look at the extension and touch. If he'd missed that, that's a corner.
Ball comes in high again, gathered by Hoare. A good game in defence there, picked up on the reverse stick by Ward. No real exit avenue. Somehow finds a way out with that ball through to Lewis. One-on-one here, if Condon can pick this up. Just Leupart to beat, goes down. Was there a nudge in the back? No, says the umpire. Play on. And it'll be a 16-yard hit.
What a pass from Lewis to start with.
His confidence certainly high as he found this ball forward to Condon.
Condon, I think, just tackled himself as he tried to check. Left foot clips right foot and he starts to go down. There then is contact, but it's nothing that the umpire considered to be illegal.
Belgium now on the offensive, down the right-hand flank, that their avenue of choice as they throw that ball forward, and the ball was intended for Stockbrooks.
It's Lewis, what an underarm pass at full sprint. Condon just puts his own pressure on there. There is a hand on his back though, isn't there? We didn't see that in the first replay. That vision, drops his hand so it's a short grip. Generates a little bit more accuracy, takes a bit of power off it.
It was a 50-yard pass from Lewis there. Here he is again in a similar position inside the England half. Round the back from Middleton, who's taken up a slightly deeper role there in the right of the defence. 8 minutes remaining. Currently England 1, Belgium 1.
Tired running from Sam Ward up against Gunard. Needs to make sure that he gets his feet in the right place. If he runs his feet too close, then all of a sudden he's going to find he's going to give away 5 yards as he did there, and he's going to get warned of potential cards.
Certainly Belgium not giving up the ghost. Circle penetration 7 apiece. Finished 4-4 against Australia a couple of days ago. 1-1 currently against England here. Brogdon accelerates down the right-hand flank. Couldn't get the better of his man there, Van Strooydonk. Elliot Van Strooydonk comes away with it through John Doman, the captain. Nice transfer of play from left to right by Belgium. And of course, the silver medalist from 2013 at the Euro Hockey Nations Championship. Deflection up there off an England stick. Belgian ball. This is going to be a tense finish, that's for sure. Oh dear, foot there from Fox, and a soft penalty corner conceded by England, and this a really good chance now for Belgium to go ahead. just having a look around to see if Tom Bone is on the pitch. He wasn't for the last penalty corner, and he's not this time round. That's not to say that one of the others won't step up and have a go. Here's how it came about. Penalty corner came in. Fox just catches him on the shin pad there. Bobbles just in front of him there, and well, England conceding a soft penalty corner in this final quarter.
Oh, Fox just assuming that Hall would have had it in front of him.
Well, there's a look at conversion rates so far. England hitting the post, remember, from their first penalty corner of the game. This Belgian second penalty corner. They line up with the flick, and there's a save. Very casual in the end, almost Star Wars and Jedi-like from George Pinner in the England goal. Getting something behind it, and now England can counter-attack. Here's Ashley Jackson. England do have a few numbers over. Ward, Carson just ahead of him. Crossfield ball comes in, and well, Brogdon was on the far post. Taken away from him. Casual in the end from Van Strijdonk.
And it was a good save from Pinner down the other end. Seeing the corner, I think he gets caught out by a whip that doesn't come, so it's a big right hand, so punching at the ball with that right glove. Yeah, you could see that his body moves slightly left, suggesting that's where it was originally going. When Cossins whips through it there, it changes the pace, which makes it look like a punch rather than an extension save.
Good save for Pinner. England 1, Belgium 1. Inside the final 6 minutes now. There's George Pinner of Holcombe, 27 years of age, 71st cap today for George. There is the Belgian coach, Dutch international Jeroen Delmy.
But tell them. Was number 12 mainly?
Just Barry Middleton asking to pass on the message for both sets of players to calm down. And the threat of a card looming on the horizon.
Yeah, and that's the captain's card. If something happens there, he's been asked to control his team. If he then doesn't do so, then he would get penalised.
Belgium with the ball, 5 minutes left to play. There's a little touch that helps it on into the D. Whiteman steps in front, tees up Lewis, the goal scorer. It is Griffiths, just tucks it underneath his body and wins the free hit. Catlin with the self-pass to get things going. Middleton now down the right-hand side. Whiteman ahead of him, inside the 23. Bit of jazzy fizzle there with the stick skills. Back to Middleton and round through Hall. This is Lewis again. Willer's over there on the left-hand flank if he wants it. In midfield now to Catlin. Just having his stick and his heels nipped at there. Whiteman now tries to punch one through the D. And England pegged back into their own half.
And for both teams now, what they need in order to, well, A, for Belgium to try and get a result, and B, for England to hold this position, is the ball carrier needs options. So as they're coming forward, what they always need is a release ball. They need a player getting themselves free behind. The danger is that as you start to accelerate forwards, everybody commits to that passage of play. You have nothing behind you, and then as you turn things over, you've then got immediate overlap and counter-attack.
There's Lewis in there with another little jab tackle, gets it back under control, keeps possession for England. Whiteman now over on the right-hand side, ball forward to Carson. Carson looks to duck under his arm, and well, not the best of passes. Belgian ball.
But essentially, that's the outball I was talking about. If Carson gets stuck and wants to come away, he needs somebody behind him. If Whiteman then accelerates around the back, in a situation where they don't need to win this game, the draw is fine as long as they're really solid about things. You don't need to overcommit down a channel.
Yeah, that crunch game is going to be on Thursday in the quarterfinal when we've reached the knockout stages. That's a must-win game for England, however things pan out here. As it stands, England will top Pool A on 7 points. They draw this game. However, if Belgium managed to get one goal back here, there's a deflection chance, and they could have very easily done that. An open goal, I'd say, for Florent Van Oorbel, looking to add his second of the tournament. And that just got under the stick somehow. Lewis clears to Carson, and England might have a few numbers here with Jackson. Inside the final 3 minutes now for England to hang on. So Belgium will throw everything forward now at them. The kitchen sink coming at England as they look to hang in and get something from this game and from Pool A.
Dixon needs to be careful. That's a horrible challenge.
Slap ball, and there we go. That one goes casually across the baseline. There's another look at this chance on the far post.
Is that Dixon touching it in front of Van Orbel? Is there a tiny touch? Yes, Dixon touches it. That is probably...
Another good touch there from Lewis this time. So the heart of the defence working hard. Dixon and Lewis involved in keeping Belgium at bay. Dokier now can't get past Whiteman, can get the free hit. Lewis steps forward and into it. Here's Jackson with the counter-attack, and it's going to be 4-on-4 if Catlin can get this ball forward. Griffiths ahead of him.
Smart from Catlin, running out of trouble, not looking to force a pass, didn't need to.
Boyer Park didn't get anything on that. That'll be England ball, I think. And there's a yellow card too being issued. I'm just trying to see who it's for.
It's been given to Jackson. So it's contact with Gunnar in the middle of the pitch, and Jackson, with 1:40 to go, has picked up a yellow.
So Jackson off, England down to 10 players, 1:30 left on the clock. Sensible attacking from England, and Carson there, who just wins the free hit inside the final minute there. And Jackson won't play any further part in this game. Hit the post in the first half with his penalty corner. There's another foot there as well. Catlin tucked that one under between his legs to win that one. A little bit sneaky.
I was looking for the Middleton overlap, really. A little bit sneaky, but a little bit fortunate, because Middleton hadn't gone. If it hadn't clipped the foot, Belgium were away. Middleton needs to control this for England to come out with a comfortable 1-1. Just down in the bottom corner, make sure that every choice is a simple one. They don't need to get into the circle to create any opportunity. They need to draw the stick tackles on the feet.
So the England women over in Mendoza finishing 5th in the Women's Champions Trophy here in Bhubaneswar. England looking like they're going to finish top of this pool, which means they'll play whoever finishes bottom of Pool B, which at the moment is India. And that game we brought to you on Thursday.
And this could be a dribbling competition for the last 30 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised to see play being broken down. Belgium will lead high and they'll try and go to the air, I would expect.
Yep, this is it. This is the last chance for Belgium to take the win, take the points and take top of the table. They need to get it inside the shooting circle there. This will be it for Belgium. Can they sneak a last-minute goal? Well, no, it doesn't look like it. That final touch from Briels across the baseline. And England are going to take the draw here. They'll take the point and they will finish top of Pool A. So England will play whoever finishes bottom of Pool B now. The final score here, England 1, Belgium 1. Ian Lewis with the equalising goal after Coisters of Belgium put his team ahead in the first quarter. Good comeback from England. Didn't get that final goal until the final quarter of play, but they are safely through to the quarterfinals. Well, that's the business end of the tournament, and they'll be back after their day off tomorrow. Chance to rehab and get a rest in before those quarterfinals, and at the moment it looks as though they're going to be playing India, but confirmation of that after the final games here today. So that game between England and Belgium, there's the full-time score. England 1, Belgium 1. Let's reflect on that second half then. Ian Lewis, who hit the post, hit the crossbar from the penalty stroke, which he stepped up to take at the end of that first half after Ward there had earned the penalty stroke. And these some of the highlights. There's the goal for Belgium after 9 minutes. Coisters picking this up, taking it away from Hoare and slotting it underneath the right foot there. There was the crossbar which denied Ian Lewis and England at the end of that first half. Boom. Ricochets back off the crossbar. Vincent Vanash going the wrong way as well. This was England in the second half, and this was Lewis onto his reverse stick shot, lets the tomahawk go and nestles this one bottom left as we look at it there. How about that for accuracy? So a missed opportunity for Belgium to go to the top of the table. England finished with those stats as well. Simon Mason alongside me. We'll just get your final thoughts on those stats, Simon, and England's performance there.
Well, it was all pretty even during the course of the whole game, and I felt that England early on were poor compared to what they've been so far, but they grew into the game. Belgium at the same time then just lost their way a little bit. There wasn't the intensity and there wasn't the play down the channels as much as they were early on, so there was less aggression and stepping out, less turnovers on England's part, which got them the result in the end.
They'll be happy with that. Safely through to the quarterfinals, as are Belgium, and we will confirm those lineups by the end of the day. Remaining games: Australia versus Pakistan and Netherlands versus India. A capacity crowd due for that one in the second passage of play. Hopefully you can come back and join us for all of those as well. Now, before we sign off, we have of course got the Hero Man of the Match to award, and for that we will head down pitch side with Dubai and Sen.
Indeed we do, Michael. Welcome to the post-match presentation for this Hero Champions Trophy game between England and Belgium, which finished in a 1-all draw, the second draw in this Champions Trophy. I have with me the pleasure of having Mr. Mohammad Mushtaq Ahmed, who's Secretary General of Hockey India, and he'll make the presentation of the Hero Man of the Match trophy and a cash prize of 25,000 rupees to today's Man of the Match, Ian Lewis of England. Ian, have you scored many better goals than the one that you scored today?
Certainly not open play goals. I haven't scored an open play goal in a long, long time. But yeah, it was nice to make up for the earlier miss and contribute to the team.
Well, what was said during the halftime break? Because just before you went for the break, there was a missed penalty which must have hurt a little.
Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. You miss penalties you practice, but fortunately it didn't have too many consequences. We regrouped at half time. We started to show a bit more of what our play is about towards the end of the second half. I think Belgium played very well in the first two quarters, and it was pretty even, maybe with us just shading it in the last quarter. But yeah, thoroughly competitive match and thoroughly enjoyable.
Well, three different games against three teams from different continents. There's a likelihood you might be coming up against India next, so you will be keeping a close eye on what happens in their game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of us secretly want to play India in Bhubaneswar. Yeah, you can see from the support so far, it's absolutely brilliant and fanatical, and we want to play matches like that. So yeah, we'll look at the Dutch-India match with interest later.
Well, all the best. Have a good rest tomorrow, and all the best for your quarterfinals.
Cheers. Thanks very much. Thank you.
So Ian Lewis picking up the Hero Man of the Match. England picking up a draw and finishing top of Pool A. Belgium, well, they will finish second now on 5 points. Australia with their win, if they do win in fact against Pakistan later, which they'd expect to do as the world champions, will still see them finish third. So Australia versus Pakistan, that'll be the next game, 5:30 local time to push back, and you can stay up to date with all the results on facebook.com/FI Hockey, and of course we're on Twitter. Their confirmation of the final game as well, that one that Ian Lewis was talking about, which England will be keeping a very close eye on. It's Netherlands versus India. It's a 7:30 p.m. local start. Again, if you can join us for that one, we would love your company. So England through to the quarterfinals. Their opponents yet to be decided, but a 1-1 game here. They went behind through Amory Coisters, the Belgium number 11, putting Belgium ahead. But then it was today's man of the match, Ian Lewis, that got England back into it by levelling the scores to finish 1-1. So there's the England camp. Still a smile on George Pinner's face. They'll be back to do it all again on Thursday. A rest day for both camps, England and Belgium now, after a hard-fought draw between these two sides. So thank you very much for tuning in. From Simon Mason and myself, Michael Absalom. We'll see you next time.